I did, sure. I was busy saying my why you got on your face. Maybe
Good.
yeah. Then my time. Don't waste my time.
Sorry for that break in transition. It's due to network issue. And you know we don't really have power over the network. All right, so let's continue from where we stopped. That's trade by barter. So the trade by barter is defined as a system and practice of exchanging goods for goods and service for services without the use of money as a medium of exchange. Like I was saying, there's nothing like money. If you want rice, you don't spend money. You look for somebody that have rice and at the same time in need of what you have. So that's what it is. And from what I've just said, I want you to just picture and imagine that this is not going to be funny at all. That is just good for goods and service for service. There's no money in use without the use of money as a medium of exchange. So quickly we will look at the problems associated with trade by barter, or the difficulties or the problems. Please take note of these words that are used interchangeably. Now, one of the problems is the problem of the difficulty of double coincidence of wants. Now, the double coincidence of wants is saying that you have to look for somebody that is in need of what you have, at the same time have what you are in need of. Take, for instance, if you are in need of beans and you have rice. For transaction to take place under the trade by barter system, you have to look for somebody that is in need of rice that you have, that you don't want. That person is not just in need of rice, but at the same time will be able to give you beans. And so that tells us that if on your way going, you want beans, you have rice, you are able to meet somebody that is in need of rice. You should say, oh, thank God, at least. But if the person does not have beans that you are looking for, let's say, for instance, the person have yam, transaction can still not take place. So the problem of double coincidence of wants is one of the problems associated with the system of trade by barter. Another problem is that it wastes time and energy. You can imagine, even when you see somebody that is in need of what you have, because it doesn't have what you are in need of, transaction can still not take place. So you have to go about looking for somebody that will be able to fit, that will collect what you have and give you what you need in return. So this wastes a lot of time and energy, meaning you can move from Kaduna, let's say from this Faith Academy axis, and then from here you go to Maraba, from Maraba to Banawa, from Banawa to Kakuri, to this place. And if you cannot find in all of those places, you branch, then you take your route to Zamfara, to this and that. So you can see it's so cumbersome, it's waste time and energy. And then another problem is difficulty in assessing the value of commodity. Now, this difficulty in assessing of value of commodity is saying, for instance, how many tubers of yam are we going to say is equivalent to one bag of rice? But now you have money. If you go to market and a particular product is being, a high price is being tagged on a particular product, and you have the idea of what it's supposed to be, you can easily say, no, this does not worth it. But in that time, it was difficult for you to say this worth it or it doesn't worth it. So it was so difficult to assess the value of commodity. You don't know, is it 22 bags of yam that will be equivalent to a bag of rice? Or 10 mudu of gari will be equivalent to 1 cow? We don't know. So it was so difficult to assess the value of commodities. How many mudu of rice are you going to give out for you to get Hollandia wrapper? You see, all of these, they're very difficult. Another problem is that it does not encourage deferred payment. Deferred payment is a situation where you buy now and make your payments in future. But in a situation where goods are exchanged for goods and services are exchanged for services, There's nothing like, okay, render your own service today, and then next month I'll come and render my own service. You give me beans today, next tomorrow I'll come and give you rice. No, it has to be immediate. So there was no room for deferred payment at all. You can't make a payment, you can't make a purchase now and then pay next week. No, everything has to be immediate for the parties that were involved. So it actually discourages deferred payments. I know most of the things that we run now, in fact, goes on deferred payments. Another problem is that it does not encourage installment payments. It does not encourage installment payments. You know, when you pay bit by bit, there's nothing like paying bit by bit. Are you going to tell me that, okay, for 1 bag of rice, I'll be giving you, okay, we both agree, 10 tubers of yam for 1 bag of rice. I'll give you one on Monday. I'll give you one on Tuesday. No, there's nothing like that. No room for instrumental payments. You whatever transaction you are doing, whatever you want to use to exchange for that good that you have, it has to be immediate. You can't pay it bit by bit. And there's no lending and borrowing. What do you want to lend? And what do you want to borrow? You want to lend out your own beans, and when you're in need of rice, you sweat. And nobody even wants to borrow. So there was no room for borrowing and lending. You know, I told you that even from the definition, you can picture what is likely to be. So now, having known what trade by barter is, and we have talked about definition of money as anything that is generally acceptable as a medium of exchange for the settlement of debt and for business obligations. So we want to look at function. We have known the problem of trade by barter. So money had actually come to rescue us from that problem. And so money came in order to solve the problem of
Well, is there advantage of trade by barter?
No advantage. Thank you for that question. Trade by barter does not have anything good it gives to us. And you can make your research, you can check textbooks, you can go online. Trade by barter, from what this I've said, do you think there's anything good that can come out of trade by barter? No trade by barter. Sorry, as in no advantage. Thanks for that question. All right, so we move to the functions of money quickly. 1, a medium of exchange. With money, you no longer need to look for somebody who has what you want and who at the same time wants what you want. What's supposed to be what you have? Sorry, that should be typographical error. Instead, money is used as a means of payment for goods and services and for settlement of debts. If you need something, you can enter any shop of your choice. Go to any supermarket of your choice. Go to shopping mall of your choice. All you need to do is, I like this, and then I pay for it. I mustn't go too far. What I can access when I get to Lagos, and I can access it with my money in Kaduna, then I go for it in Kaduna, no need of going anywhere. So as a medium of exchange, money actually salvaged the problem of double coincidence of wealth. And you will agree with me. Another function is that it measures the value of goods and services. It measures the value of goods and services. Money is therefore a parameter for determining the worth of goods. Sorry, it's supposed to be goods, not goods. Typographical error. And services. If, for instance, a sachet of, you get to texture, and the person is telling you that, oh, a sachet of pure water, sorry, a sachet of water is now 50 naira. And you didn't hear any news that, oh, price of things are skyrocketed in the market, price of nylon, price of this and that, fuel has gone up. Economy was still stable. There was nothing like inflation. And then you just get to talk show, and a sachet is called 50 naira. I trust you, you won't buy it now. You'll be like, for what? When does it become that? And so if one sachet is 50 naira, then how much would a bottle be? I hope we are together. So money actually enables us to place value on worth of goods and services. This should not worth more than 50 naira. But if you are told that donut is 50 naira, egg pie is 50 naira, you say, hey, that one, it's worth it. What makes you know that it's worth it? It's because you pay money for it. But if it were to be in the time of using good for good, God forbid, you can imagine if a child is sick and you need food for that child, and you're able to meet somebody who actually have what you need and in need of what you have, but he or she does not have large quantity that you feel should be equivalent to what you are giving out, yet you have to collect it like that because there was nothing like instrumental payment. I hope you are getting it. So this money actually helped us in placing worth on goods and services. Let's look at other functions. Store of values. Money is now used in storing wealth. Unless there is inflation, money stored or saved retain its value for many years. Apart from inflation, and I hope you know what inflation is. Inflation is general increase in price level. If that does not happen, the money that you save in the bank that are stored, they can retain their value for many years. And sometimes it's even better to save your money than to invest. If you are not sure of the investment, fine, you take risk for you to get wealth. But some people actually took some risk that crushed them till their last breath. So, but what we are saying is, with money that you have, you can store it. It's still a store of value. As long as there's no inflation, anytime you get to the bank, you receive your
Ma,
money. Yeah?
why is inflation?
What is?
There always inflation.
What is? If I get it right, do you say what is inflation?
No, ma, why is there always inflation?
Why?
Is there always inflation?
There are different causes. There are different causes for inflation. Sometimes, if there is war and so many companies has actually been, destroyed, the few ones that are able to operate will definitely jack up their price. That's one. If there is increase in cost of production, that's cost push inflation now. Do you get it? Another one is if there's too much money in circulation. We are still going to look at supply of money. You can borrow money, the bank rate is so low, the interest rate you are going to pay if you borrow is not much, you'll be encouraged to borrow money and you lavish anyhow. So if we all have money and excess money is pursuing few available commodities, definitely there will be increase in price. Did you get it? So general increase in price level is the mother of inflation, or the meaning of inflation itself. Have I answered your question?
Yes, ma.
All right, so we can continue. That's a very brilliant question. So, like I was saying, if there's nothing like inflation, then your money can be stored. Another function of money is that a standard of deferred payment. As a result of the durability of money, one can buy some commodities now and pay in future. Deferred payment, I said it the other time. You can make your payment now. Sorry, you can make your purchase now and make your payment later in the future. So, because money can be, money can stay for long, is durable. That's one of the characteristics of money, durability. You can buy your goods now and then make your payments later in future. And that makes life easy for you. You are in need of something, you don't really have what it takes to pay for that thing now. But if you're able to get that thing, you'll be able to pay for it and then have some other money as your own profit. Why not? With the use of money, you can go ahead, you get it and pay as at agreed time. Another function of money is a unit of accounts. Money makes accounting possible because the worth of goods and services is measured in money. You can account for the way your money is being spent because you know that this is worth this does not worth this. Then money encourages installment payments. This is possible because money is divisible. You can pay it gradually. Oh, this costs 50,000. I'll give you 5,000 today. I'll give you 20,000 tomorrow. Give you another 5,000 next tomorrow, and give you 20,000, and then you balance up your 50,000 naira. So it encourages installments. Or another one is that it encourages lending and borrowing. Encouragement of lending and borrowing. You can lend money to somebody that is in need, and you can also borrow money if you are in need. But in the days of trade by barter, you can't borrow rice and say that I'll come and pay you bills tomorrow. Now, you have to make your payment. So let's quickly move to the types or forms of money. 1, coins. A coin is metal money with definite amount and weight issued and stamped by the central authority responsible for the issuance. So I'm sure majority of you, I don't think any of you meet coins. No, it's in metal form. The definite amount will be written on it. Like, I was opportune to spend 1 naira and 50 kobo. But my parents told me that in their own time, even 5 naira was in metal form, not paper as we have it now. Even I myself does not meet that one. But I was able to spend 50 kobo and 1 naira. So coins in metal form, but the worth, that is the amount now, will be written on it and will be stamped by the central authority responsible for issuance. And that in Nigeria, that is central bank. So another type of form of money is paper money. As the name indicates, it's in form of paper notes, which originate from receipts the goldsmith issued to people who kept gold and other valuables with them. If you read on historical development of money, it used to be goldsmith. When you keep your goods with them, you keep your gold, something will be given to you as receipts to show that you have it with them. So now this paper money is just your normal paper notes, bank, and some other textbook will call it bank notes. Your 5 naira, your 20 naira, and so on and so forth are paper money. Then there is also bank money. Please, it's different from bank notes. Bank notes is the same as paper notes. Bank money is the money one keeps in one's bank account for safekeeping, and also called bank deposits, which can be given back to the owner on demand. The money kept in the bank are bank money. Then legal tender. A legal tender is money which is backed with the force of law in a country, which makes it generally acceptable as a medium of exchange. A legal tender is money which is backed with the force of law in a country, which makes it generally acceptable as a medium of exchange. It is an offense for anybody in a country to reject a legal tender. Can Rich, you want to say something? Can Rich?
Sorry, it was by mistake.
All right. Another form of money is commodity money. This is the type of money which has value as both money and commodity. They can be used as medium of exchange. Commodity money is different from the ones I've been talking about. It serves 2 purposes. It can serve as money because it will be generally acceptable as medium of exchange, and it can also serve as commodity. Something that if you are not the one that owns it and you want to get it, you pay for it. And then they can be used as medium of exchange. Example is gold, diamond. You hear people say, oh, in fact, I want to sell my gold. I sold my gold some two weeks ago. You want to get commodity and say, oh, if you don't mind, can I pay you with my gold? And people actually honor it. So that's commodity money. It serves as both money and commodity. All right, so let's quickly go to the characteristics of money, or features of money, or qualities of money. 1, general acceptability. It must be acceptable to the people of that country, community, or a certain territorial area. Wherever a particular thing, don't forget that money is anything, so it could be anything. As long as it is generally acceptable to all as money, as a medium of exchange. So whatsoever that represents money must be acceptable to everybody in a particular country, community, or a certain territorial area. So if, for instance, 5 naira is 5 naira to me in Kaduna, if you get to Lagos, it must be acceptable as money. If I give you money in Faith Academy, you get to Sabo or Banawa, you should be able to spend it. They should accept it as money. And you will agree with me that while you can use your ticket here in school to buy goods, your tickets cannot go outside Faith Academy. Nobody will honor it because it's not generally acceptable as a medium of exchange. I hope we are together. It's just representing money here in the school compound. The moment you are out of Faith Academy, nobody will accept that from you as money. So anything money should be generally acceptable to the people of the country where it is used as money, and absolute homogeneity. The article used as money must be the same in all parts of the country where it is being accepted as a medium of exchange. 10 naira in Kaduna should not be 20 naira in Lagos. And if it is color red in Kaduna, it should not be color green in Port Harcourt. That's the absolute homogeneity. It must be the same color, the same amount, the same thing in every part of the country where it is used as money. Then, please, whenever you are coming to class, endeavor you come with your name so that you be allowed to be in. So in case you have friends that are not able to come in, please tell them. All right, easily recognizable. It is this quality that makes people to detect which is real and which is counterfeit. You know, the money we used to call fake money, in economics, it is called counterfeit, something that is not original. So the money should have a quality that will enable you to know if it's original or not. Then, divisibility. It must be capable of being divided into smaller units which facilitate exchange of goods and services. No? For instance, now, if money is not divisible, you have 1,000 naira, and what you want to buy worth just 200 naira. If it's not divisible, that means you are going to pay 1,000 for what you are going to pay 200 naira for. No. So money should be divisible so that it can be divided into smaller units and to facilitate exchange of goods and services. For what is 200 naira, we just pay 200 naira. And the highest thing that can happen is you collect your 800 naira change. It still shows that your money can be pieces, it's divisible, it's not just one. And another characteristic or quality of money is portability. Money must be something that can be easily carried about from one place to another. You know, money should not be something that when you are coming and you look so tired, people will know that, oh, it's because you have been carrying money since morning. No, you can have 500,000 naira in your pockets and nobody will know you are carrying something. Nobody will know that you are carrying something. So it should be what? Portable, so that you can easily carry it from one place to another. And relatively scarce is another quality or attribute of money. Money should not be in excess or too much in circulation or easy to come by. Otherwise, it will lose its value. You know, like when we're treating banking system and then we talk about the central bank, that they see to printing of new currency and then destruction of the bad ones. And I remember I said you will wonder, they're wasting money, how come they're destroying it? And I said that is just ordinary paper. But why we cannot just anybody cannot just print it and it will be generally acceptable? or why we cannot just be walking about and be picking it on the street is because if it's like that, it's going to lose its value. So money must be relatively scarce. People must work before they get money. If you don't work before you get it, if you receive it as a gift, somebody who has worked for it must give it to you as a gift, and not just something you pluck as if you are plugging orange or mango in your compound. So another is the scarcity that makes it have value. It's not everybody that have it. It's not everybody that can spend it the way they want it. Not because the paper to print them are not much, but that's one of the attributes of money. It has to be scarce. Otherwise, it will lose its value. And then we have durability. An article that serves as money must be something that can stand the test of time and not something that will suffer from wears and tear. You know, if you keep your money at home for 2-3 years, you should be able to, spend it anytime, any day you get there. The money should still be intact. There's nothing like, oh, it's not good again, they can't collect it. No. So quickly, let's go to demand for money. The demand for money means the desire to hold money in liquid or cash form as against spending the money. It is also the desire for money to serve as a medium of exchange and simultaneously serve as a store of value. So demand for money is simply saying your preference for having your money in form of cash. The liquid here is referred to as cash. Anybody want to say something?
No, ma'am.
All right. So demand for money is saying you desire to have your cash rather than spending it, rather than even making it to be assets alone. No, you still want cash. No matter how wealthy you are, no matter how much assets you have, you still need cash. That is what demand for money is saying. And so let's look at reasons for holding money, or motive why people demand for money. That is why people want to hold money. Transaction motive. It is the desire to hold money for the everyday transactions that takes place, such as paying transport fare and purchasing food items. If you are going out, you need to fuel your car. You have to make payments in the petrol station. Is it that you give them cash or you make a transfer? So people want to hold money so that they can meet up with their daily transaction. You want to buy hair cream, you want to buy this one, you see fine clothes that you want to buy. You might not really be able to convert your assets to cash immediately. So people prefer to have cash, even though they have some other assets, so that they can transact. Another reason is precautionary motive. Money is held in order to meet the need arising from unplanned or unforeseen circumstances, such as sickness or accident. God forbid. Nobody pray for something evil, but the truth of the matter is, even though we don't pray for evil occurs. Are we together? Nobody pray for sickness, yet somebody will be sick in the family. And when you get to the hospital, you make payments. If you don't give them physical cash, you make your transfer. You don't tell them, I have a 4-bedroom flat at Kakuri, so I will convert that to what I'm supposed to pay you. No. So people want to hold money for unforeseen contingencies, for something that you don't plan for. Nobody plan for sickness. Even for visitors, unexpected visitors. Would you now say, oh, when I was making my budget on the 1st of this month, I didn't know you would come and greet me, so there's no food to give you. No. No matter how bad it is, at least water, at least Martina, at least rice, chicken, you should be able to offer your visitor. And this, of course, as at the 1st of January, you never know you're going to have a visitor on 23rd of January. So you want to hold money in order to be able to cater for something that you didn't plan for. All right, another motive is speculative motive. This is the desire to hold money in order to meet future expectations, such as for investment purpose and expected fall in the prices of commodities. You feel, I want to invest. Let me use this money. And if there is a fall in price of commodity now, and you have an idea that is going to increase later in future, you want to use your money to stock them. And then once it's expensive in the market, you bring them out. You can imagine you buy a bag of rice for 20,000 and then you are just storing them because you already foresee that rice is going to be expensive because of COVID. And then rice that you bought 20,000 naira, that ordinarily if there's no inflation or COVID, you should sell it 22,000 naira. Now you are selling it 40,000 naira, 45,000 naira. That's more than double. So people want to hold money in case they see viable business to use their money for, and then they use it for it. So those are the 3 reasons for holding money. So let's look at, we know demand for money and why people demand for money. Now we want to look at supply. I know by now you should have known that demand and supply work together. As you see one, you must see the other. All right, so the supply of money refers to the total amount of money available for use in the economy at a given period of time. The supply of money involves the currency in form of banknotes and coins in the circulation outside the banking system, as well as bank deposits. Money that you have at hand, money in the bank that you have access to, all of these together are tagged supply, or are referred to as supply of money. Money that is available for use, money that is in circulation that you can spend. You go to bank today, you did not withdraw all. Even those, the ones that are not withdrawn yet, they are still supply of money because you can access them at any time. You can access them at any time. All right, so let's look at the value of money. Value of money refers to the quantity of goods or services that a sum of money can buy at a point in time. The value of money is not static, as it changes from time to time with price as its indicator. So the value of money is equivalent to the amount of goods and services it can buy. Now, what value of money is telling you is what you are able to buy with that money is what is called value of money, and it is also called purchasing power. The value of money is also known as purchasing power. You know, if you have 500,000 naira and you're able to get 2 plastic chairs with that 500,000 naira, that is the value of 500,000 naira is the 2 plastic chairs that you're able to buy. So what you are, sometimes you hear huge amounts of money, yet it won't be able to buy something reasonable. And that's why even though you hear about increments in salary, it doesn't mean that the workers are better off. Sometimes they are worse off. Because you can imagine everything double the price in the market. So even the increments will not really have any effect in the life of the receivers of such increments. So what you are able to use your money to buy is the value of your money, and not the particular figure that you are calling. I hope you get that. There are factors that determine the value of money. One, general price level. Of course, if price is high, the value of money will be low. If price is low, the value of money will be high. Another factor that determines the value of money is the supply of money and its speed or velocity in circulation. The velocity talks about the movement of money from one hand to another. How fast it is for money to move from one hand to another. And then the amount of money available in the circulation also determines, if it's too much, definitely it won't really have value. Things will be expensive because they know that much money is purchasing few goods. Inflation and deflation. I said inflation is increase in general price level, while deflation is decrease in general price level. When they feel there are goods in the market, people are not really coming. Could it be because it's expensive? Okay, let there be reduction in price. So during inflation, the value of money will drop, and during deflation, when general price level has reduced, definitely the value of money will be high because you'll be able to buy more goods. And then the volume of production of goods and services is another factor that determines the supply of money. So let me show you the example of the measurement of value of money. To measure the value of money, you use price index. And the formula for price index is price in the current year divided by price in the previous year multiplied by 100/1. This is an example. Assuming that price of a packet of biscuit was 30 naira in 2016, but rose to 40 naira in 2017. Calculate the price index. So if you use our formula, which is the price in the current year divided by the price index in the previous year multiplied by 100. So you will have your 40 divided by 30 multiplied by 100. And if you calculate it, you must get 133.33%. Please don't forget to put your answer in percent because you are using 100. All right, we've come to the end of our class for today. Let's quickly check if learning has actually taken place. Do I have anybody that can outline any 4 problems of barter system? 4 problems of barter system. Anybody? Anyone? Stephanie? 4 problems of barter system. Oh yeah. Okay. Go on.
It wastes time and energy.
It wastes time and energy, correct? I said
there is no lending and there is no lending and borrowing.
No lending and borrowing. No lending and borrowing. Any other one?
It does not encourage installment payments.
Good, good. That's a very good one. I'm impressed. You are very correct. All of these are good. In fact, not just manageable. You are correct. All right, we'll project the assignments now. So you copy and submit through WhatsApp. I really appreciate the effort of those of you that's been responding to the assignment. And you know, definitely, I will definitely comment and tell you 1 or 2 words. Keep it up. I saw Samantha's work, Matthew, Micaiah, Ashilere's work. If I cannot mention your name, please, I saw your work, and of course, I responded, I replied. That shows that I actually attended to it. God bless you. Keep on doing the good work, and in due season, you will get your reward. So your assignment is to state 4 factors that determine the supply of money. You know, we've known what supply of money is, so there are factors that determine it. That is the assignment to be submitted via WhatsApp, and that is projected in the first slide. And let me quickly call the number again for those of you that were not opportune to be in class when we started. 070-3108. We call it out. You are to name 4 factors that determine supply of money. 4 factors. So you can short the number now. All right, see you next time. Father, in Jesus' name, we thank you for the success that be exalted in the name of Jesus. We pray, oh Lord, that even as we have learned about money, we will be prudent and will be financially successful. In Jesus' name, we are praying. Amen. All right, keep your questions in next class or via WhatsApp. You can ask any question. God bless you.